Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the SIONYX OPSIN digital night vision device. Let me first talk about my background, so you know what kind of analysis you can expect. I'm former active duty in the regular infantry, and now sports shooter and airsoft player. I'm in no way a subject matter expert, especially on technical details. I'll just leave that to forgotten weapons at some point. But I have quite some time on different NVGs, most of it on the Lucy. So you can expect an end user's point of view. I'd like to add full disclosure, as I think that is of interest to you, the viewer. I'm in no way affiliated with SIONYX or the European shop I bought the OPSIN from. I am in contact with SIONYX, however, where I got some of the information I'm about to present. I also provide feedback, as I'm obviously interested to get the most out of the product. At no point was there any exchange of money related to this review. In the end, I'm just your regular grunt with an expensive toy. I'd like to add that English is not my first language, as you might have guessed, and I apologize for any linguistic mistakes during this video. With all that out of the way, let's dive right in. In the package you will find several items. Let's start with the carry bag. It's sturdy and padded well enough to properly protect the equipment and offers enough space for extras like batteries for lasers. It also comes with a detachable battery pack pouch. The included SD card is just your standard issue SD card. The manual and quick start guide are pretty minimalistic, but you can find an extensive one online. There's also an elastic lanyard with a retention clip included. The charger comes with several adapters for different country standards, some of them duplicated for reasons unknown to me. The battery pack is a fully sealed unit which cannot be disassembled in any way. It looks and feels well made and robust. It features a single pin 5.5mm round connector with a screw-on retention that fits the cable. The cable itself is elastic and long enough for different variations of mounting onto a helmet. On the other end there is a spring-loaded lock retention. On the eyepiece lens side of the OPSIN, so the side towards your eye, there is a ring you can clip on either a plastic protective ring, which comes pre-installed, or the eye cup. The eye cup is easy to install and sits very well on my eyes at least, also with iPro. It looks pretty standard, so it has the same advantages and downsides as any other eye cup would have. Pre-installed in the OPSIN there is a protective lens cover that can be flipped aside, that is attached to the OPSIN by a plastic slide-on ring that also retains the SD slot cover. That can be replaced by an alternative hook if you do not want the lens cover. The J-arm is pretty simplistic. The dovetail can be flipped to place the OPSIN on either side and is horizontally adjustable via this screw here. It features a 14mm mini rail, which is, according to the SIONYX guys, compatible with the MUM 14 or Mini 14 rail, and therefore so is the rail on the OPSIN. So you can use alternative J-arms, which I have not personally tested yet. The following statements are based on personal experience and opinions. Also, some things I'm about to say might be obvious to some, and they probably are. Here I have an example setup with a Wilcox L4 G24 replica mounted on an airframe with some third-party battery pack pouch. I would not recommend the included battery pack pouch, as it doesn't properly align the battery pack and cable with the helmet. I chose a bigger one than needed to accommodate some extra weight, as although the battery pack and the OPSIN have the same weight, it becomes very front heavy, as the OPSIN is further out and especially when lifted. That is quite common with other helmet-mounted night vision devices though. I have replaced the front cover with a 28mm Butler Creek style flip-up cover with a sacrificial lens inside. I did the same on the back using a rubber seal fixing the protective lens onto the 33mm mounting ring intended for the eye cup or the plastic ring. As you can see, the cable's angles on both sides are less than ideal, but it works reasonably well. There is no fixture for setting the frontal lens to infinity focus, so you have to fiddle every time you adjust the focus. The first few times connecting the cable to the OPSIN, it took quite a bit of force, but nothing looks damaged so far. The charger needs a standard AC power line, which means you cannot charge the battery pack in the field, unless you take an AC power source with you, which is hardly practical. The frames per second can be set to 30, 60 or 90. 30 FPS provides the best light amplification, but leads to some blur or smudge when moving fast, which is already eliminated at 60 FPS. The buttons have noticeable positive mechanical feedback, but the software seems to have some kind of delay, which means you have to press a button past the point where you feel it activate to see a result on the screen. This makes cycling exposure values, which you could do or would do the same as you would do with A gain, even worse. As it is, you can cycle from -2.5 to 1.5 in 0.5 increments unidirectionally, which takes a while even without a delay on each button press. Raising the exposure value, especially above 0, adds a lot of blur or halo to light sources, as well as the moon and the sky. Since this is a digital night vision device, you're looking at a screen, which is rectangular. You have to be pretty close to the ocular to see the full screen. If you move a little away, for example if you're wearing iPro, from the eyepiece lens, which is circular, you lose vision of the corners of the screen. This is somewhat fine, as the information displayed, like battery life, isn't crucial, and still can be obtained by moving the opsin around. I don't know if this could be fixed with another lens, like on the PVS-14. And you see, November Uniform Charlie, non-uniformity correction, is, and I quote from the manual, a common digital sensor signal processing step to reduce noise and improve signal quality in low light scenes while panning. The software is supposed to deactivate itself, which it doesn't always do, most prevalently on 30 fps max exposure value in ultra low light conditions. In that case, it can, on very rare occasions, have a massive deteriorating effect on the image. On the other hand, I have not seen any major picture improvements in any cases, but I have not really used it in moonlight conditions with 90 fps with NUC enabled or something similar to this. As I'm using the opsin mostly in ultra low light, like in a wood with a clouded moon, when NUC is automatically disabling itself anyways, I have the setting turned off to prevent the image degradation that may, however unlikely, occur. When using the opsin in low light situations, it mostly seems the light enhancement is pretty solid, but the resolution starts lacking severely, and therefore identifying and differentiating objects can be hard. Furthermore, there's a lot of noise, a lot more noise than you'd get with an analog night vision device. I've tried some ER illuminators and compared them using a PVS-14, and it seems that the resulting image is much bright on the opsin to the point where it is too bright to be used, especially when illuminating something that is only a few meters away. With that, we have reached the end of this review. Please leave any feedback or questions in the comments, to which I can hopefully provide answers in the next video. Thanks for watching.